Okay. It is live now.
Share. So when it's let me put this on mute. The share and then do I just put my name down?
Got it?
Yeah, I got it. I just need to put, I don't know what to click.
Okay, exit out of that. So on the Joseph's Ministry, exit out of that as well. And go back to the video. Go back to the page without clicking on the video. Then click share. Hello, everybody. We're going to get started here in just a second. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Perfect. So it is 7:01. Are you ready to get started?
Yes, ma'am. I'm so excited.
Me too. I want to make sure. Okay, perfect. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started on time. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Meagan Pinkney, and I am founder and CEO of Joseph's Ministry, LLC. And I have the honor and the privilege to be here with the CEO and founder of Seven Pearls Foundation, Ms. Ariel Scott. How are you doing, Ariel?
I am good. How are you doing, Megan?
I am doing well. Yes. So thank you so much for your time on this afternoon to discuss your new nonprofit with the world. But before we dive into the talk and the interview today, tell the people who may not know you who you are and some of the awesome things that you have going on in your life.
Absolutely. I feel like I'm talking to a boy. I'm like cheesing. You know how you have all the jitters and you're so excited, which means that this is something good, right?
Yes.
So my name is Ariel Scott. I'm so excited about telling you guys about Seven Pearls, which a few people know about it because of the conference, but there's so much more to it, and we're going to dive into it. But I am a kindergarten teacher. I've been teaching for the last 15 years. So I got a little knowledge underneath me. I'm also an author. I've wrote 2 books. One, of course, with my friend Megan. Also, too, I'm a minister. I love people. I love on women. I love on young girls. That is my ministry. That is the thing I do. And then I'm a minister of dance. I'm getting back into that, something I haven't done in a while. But other than that, that's the most to who I am. I love my family. I love spending time with them and friends. And I just believe in always being the best that I can be in front of people and that's the reason why I created the Seven Pearls Foundation.
Awesome. And for everybody who is watching, we are friends in real life. So it is such an honor for me to interview Ariel on today. So tell the people about Seven Pearls Foundation, the mission behind it, the vision. Why did you start this organization? Who is it for? Things like that.
Absolutely. So the whole mission and the reason why I created it, first of all, is that it's a program to be able to encourage young girls to see themselves as valuable, confident, and beautiful. As you can see in today's age, a lot of times women, we don't think that. So I figured what other better way to start with girls between the ages of 6 and 12 and just show them by example, by being able to be constant in their life and being a great great influence on what it means to be beautiful, bold, and brilliant, which is also a part of our conference that we have each year. We just had our second one, so I'm really excited about that. We'll talk about it later. But the reason why I decided to come up with 7 Pearls is because as a young girl, I struggled tremendously with insecurities, from the way I looked, from the way I felt about myself, even with the delays that I had cognitively. I always felt like I was less than. And, you know, growing up, I dealt with that so much to the point to where it kept me away from living a full life. It kept me from walking into purpose. And because of that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to use everything that the enemy used to kill me to use against him.
Yes.
So what other better way to do that than to love on young girls, see them and show them how to become the person that are the young girl that I wasn't when I was younger. Because I truly do believe that when a young girl between the ages 6 and 12 understands not just who she is, but she loves herself, she can literally change the trajectory of her life and even her friends around her. So that is the reason why I created this foundation, because I really wanted to give back in a way that was tangible, in a way that these young girls' parents could actually see the change on their daughters' lives. And I'm actually starting to see that. So I'm happy.
Good. So you said, yes, you had insecurities growing up. Were there any programs such as this around when you were coming up? And if there was, how would that have changed your life growing up?
Okay, so no, there was nothing around. Zip, nada. The only conferences that I remember our programs were for teenagers. Usually it was like going to the Y or something, and usually there people were just playing basketball or something. Not that anything is wrong with that. And of course, I've seen my mom go to different church events, but nothing that really targeted young girls between the ages of 6 and 12. And another thing, I didn't say this earlier, the reason why I decided to create the foundation as well is because I'm a teacher. My background is in education, and based off of Eric's stages of development, in that he wrote that most girls are children, not girls, but children between the ages of 6 and 12, they're starting to come into this place where they're trying to understand their identity in social arenas. And because of that, they can develop a positive or a negative because their peers are helping them influence that. So I just wanted to go back and cover that. That's another reason why I created the foundation. So going back to your second question, no, there wasn't any type of programs out there for me. And if there were programs out there for me from women who could have poured into me and loved on me, I truly do believe that there would have been something that changed. And why I say that is because I remember key women in my life. There were teachers. There was this lady by the name of Miss Ross. And I don't know if I'll ever see her again, but she was the cutest second grade teacher. And she was the only African-American teacher in my elementary. And I remember she used to dress so cute, but I never talked to her. She was just one of the second grade teachers. And I think back to those experiences when I would see her walking down the hallway and talking to the kids. I always wondered to myself, what if that woman would have had a program like this for me? Because I already looked up to her and I thought she was beautiful. She would wear the cute little flower rompers, you know, the rompers people used to wear back in the day in the 90s. Right. Nobody wears those anymore, but her hair was always done. And I always would think to myself, like, wow, what if she would have just for a moment spoke to me, asked me, what are my interests? What do I like doing? And even made me feel better as a young girl. And even more so, what if she had something for young girls my age, what that would have done to the trajectory of my life? Maybe when I went to college, I may have not been so timid and scared to speak in front of people because I got I want to say training, but the exposure of what it means to believe in yourself and know that you're more than enough at a young age between the ages of 6 and 12.
Wow. So you mentioned a teacher. So have you thought, and I don't want to skip ahead, but have you ever thought about partnering with schools, elementary schools, to bring such a program to the schools, even to the kids? I mean, they don't even have to go anywhere. All they have to do is go to school and let their program be a part of the curriculum or something like that. Have you ever thought about that?
I'm so glad that you asked, Megan. Actually, the school that I work at, my principal, Carolyn Statham, she is so open to us bringing things into the school and loving on us in a way that makes us feel confident to be able to do things like this. And I've actually spoke to her and she's like, yeah, absolutely. You can do this at the school so that the girls who are at my school, they don't have to get a ride. They're already there and they already feel safe. Another person that will be helping with the foundation, her name is Shannon Hawkins. She's another individual who will also be having an after school program coming up. And we're going to partner together. We're going to do this thing together to help our community see that there are programs that are positive. There are programs that don't want to just shine on the outside and look real polished and pretty, but we're going to dig deep so that when these young girls go back home, they have something to talk about. And not only do they have something to talk about, they're showing it in their lives. I'm going to not pause, but I'm going to pivot for a minute. One of the beautiful things about our Seven Pros conference is that I had lots of people text and call and send emails about how their daughters were still talking about how they're bold, brilliant, beautiful. A beautiful story from a friend of mine by the name of La Ebony. Her daughter actually came to the conference, and her daughter's like, I think 7 or 8. And someone had said to her daughter, oh, you're just the I don't know, something like you're a cute little girl or a pretty little girl. And she said, no, mama, I am bold, brilliant, and beautiful. So not only do we believe in showing these girls who they are through our example, we also believe that if we do it the right way, they can show it in their own environments with their friends, with their family. And what a beautiful thing that can be when, again, like I've said from the very beginning, when you see these young girls light up in their face because they have the confidence to back who they are because of what they've been told and the activities that they're taking part in.
Right. That's such a beautiful testimony. And being able to be a part, volunteering, helping the conference is such an amazing experience. So since you brought up the conference, I know you mentioned and you alluded to it, but tell us why you created this conference and some of the different activities that the girls will experience throughout that time.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming up this Monday, myself and the girls, we will be going to the gathering place and we will be going to the discovery lab. That's going to be a long day, but I wanted to create a day where they not just had an opportunity to have fun, but I wanted them to learn too. I wanted them to, that's one of the things, me being a teacher, nothing's wrong with having fun, but in that, how can we push their thinking to think outside of this box, that I'm just a pretty little girl, but I also know that I'm bold. I also want to believe that I'm confident to learn things. So that's one of the reasons why we're going to the Discovery Lab, to have fun and experience that social atmosphere with one another. So to answer your question, that's one of the things we're doing. We'll have different things going on throughout the school year at the school, where either we'll be meeting together with the girls and having certain topics that we talk about, or we'll have certain outings that we go to, whether that be to the Performing Arts Center or maybe to the movies, just something fun for them where they can have fun.
Perfect. So that's good. So I want to go back to the conference. So is this an annual conference that you do, or what activities, what's the big push and the drive behind having the conference in addition to all those wonderful fun and educational activities that you guys offer throughout the year?
Yeah, absolutely. So the conference is every year. It's, do you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I went away from it. I got nervous. I was like, where did I go? The conference is every year. It's always in the month of May. Well, it will continue to be in the month of May. The first year is in July, but it will always be in the month of May. And each year it has a topic. And so that topic centers around a certain thing that the girls will talk about. And this last year with our conference, one of the things that we talked about was that self-image and loving yourself, that self-worth. So all the sessions that the girls took part in were all about self-worth and how you see yourself. And again, one of my great friends who is also helping with the foundation, she was a wonderful speaker and talked about self-worth. And it was a beautiful moment where you seen these girls from the ages of 6 to 12 writing down their self-worth. And then with that, we had wonderful volunteers, because you may think, well, a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old, they're still learning how to spell. But when I say I had amazing, not I, but the foundation had amazing volunteers that stepped in and helped these little girls. So that's what the conference is about. At the very end, which I really love, again, since I said I am a dancer, my beautiful friend by the name of Michael Wise, she volunteers her time as well. And the girls learn a choreographed piece. It's really quick, and they showcase it to their parents. This year, the first time we had poetry, and I'm so excited about that, because that was beautiful. Because one of the things that I believe that's really powerful for not just women or people in general, but young girls, is when they know how to elevate their voice, when they can speak with confidence. So seeing those young girls do those poetry pieces and do it with so much confidence really brought a beautiful element to the whole conference.
Yeah. So, how long is the conference? Is it a couple of days, all day, half a day? Kind of give us a reference, I guess.
Absolutely. So the conference is usually just a day. So it'll start at like 10 o'clock in the morning. It usually concludes around 3:30 or 4. But I had like maybe 2 parents say, can you make this longer? And I would love to make it longer. I want to make it longer. However, it's just about making sure I have the right volunteers
Yeah.
to be able to help to make that come together. And the hope is maybe next year we can do a day and a half, because I also, again, I'm a teacher, so I understand that kids, they'll stay tuned and they'll stay there, but I don't want to tire them out. But I also want to be able to have not feel like everything is rushed. And this last year, because we had so much great material and so many great sessions, it did feel kind of rushed. And so just thinking through how to make that work for the girls for a day and a half for possibly next year.
Absolutely. That would be awesome. So I know you are locally based in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Are you thinking about reaching out outside of Oklahoma? And how would that look as far as mentoring?
I'm glad you asked. I actually had a lady reach out to me that lives in Texas when I met her, and she said it's something that she would love to do. So as long as there's someone based in a different state that can really truly hit the ground running, and see the foundation's vision and want to do it with fidelity and a sense of urgency and excellence, yeah, that can definitely happen. But we have to have those volunteers in place. So I'm hoping that we can get something together moving forward.
So you can have something like the Seven Pearls chapters.
Yeah.
Chapter, the Houston, the Texas chapter, and all the other states. That's awesome.
I would love to have that. I'm pretty sure that if that was to take, not, it can take place. I think I can't think of the name of the program, but it's for mothers, and I think it's called Mothers, not Mothers Market, but I forgot the name of the program. But anyway, it's a woman that has her program, and her program is everywhere, and she has chapters. So just looking at people like that that's doing great things for people in the community, that would be something great for Seven Pearls.
Perfect. So I know you alluded a lot about needing volunteers. So how can people get in touch with you if they're interested in having their little girls be a participant in your organization and the activities? How can people reach you to volunteer, to be a participant, things like that?
Yes, so you can definitely email us at sevenprosfoundation at gmail.com. There will be a link if you come back and watch it later, where you can email us directly, get your information in there, make sure that you have your name, your telephone number, and pretty soon our website, my beautiful friend Meagan Pinkney, her amazing organization will be putting together our wonderful website. So I'm really excited. You'll be able to go on there and click if you want to be able to donate and give and volunteer. Again, all that will be linked later when you can come back and watch it.
Perfect. So even in the meantime, while your website is still being developed, how can people, if they're watching right now live or on the replay and they want to donate to you right today, how can people donate to your wonderful organization?
Yeah, again, make sure you go ahead and email me at sevenprosfoundation@gmail.com. And I also have a account that will be coming, but for right now, you can go ahead and just put in my name in PayPal, Ariel's PayPal, and you can send me money, send our foundation money that way. That will be greatly needed. And if there's people out there that know about how to write grants, I would love to have you help. Again, just email me, because that is greatly needed, because when you have so many girls that come, we had like 100 girls sign up for the conference and about 80 girls showed up. That's a lot of money. So we need a lot of support, a lot of support. So again, if you are a person and you love giving back with your time, you love young girls, you want to be that representation for a young girl that you didn't have, we want to have you. And maybe if you're like, well, I don't really know, I've never done anything like this, come. There are people and other women, like I said, that are there that can show you what we're doing and how we want to love on these girls. A lot of times it's not about experience, it's just about the heart. And so if the heart is right and you're in a place where you're willing to help, everything else will fall in line, because young girls, when they see that you care, they're like little not, I want to say leashes because that's kind of negative, but they're kind of like the most loving people. They make you feel so good inside because you're showing them that you care.
Right. That's awesome. So you'll paste your email address in the chat and
Mhm.
your PayPal me link as well for people to donate. So
Yeah.
do you have, how can people follow you? So do you have social media, Instagram? How can people follow you today?
Yes, so I'm a simple girl. So of course, again, we are the only foundation on Facebook, Seven Pearls Foundation. You just type that in, you can find it on Facebook. Also, again, like I said, I'm a simple girl. You can go to my Instagram, just Ariel Scott, and you'll see things. You can follow me there. And as well, like I said before, you can email the foundation at Seven Pearls Foundation at gmail.com. And that's a great way to get plugged in and connected. And pretty soon that website will be up and it will be linked so you can see all the wonderful things that our foundation is doing for these wonderful girls.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Are there any last comments or encouragement that you want to leave the people regarding Seven Pearls Foundation before we end?
Yes, absolutely. Again, like I said, we need volunteers. We need people who want to take part in this mission and hit the ground running and have a passionate heart about serving, not just to be seen, but serving in excellence. One of the things that you told me, great friend, was how do you take the attention off yourself and put it on the girls? So if you are a person that's not worried about the attention being on you, but the attention being on these girls, to be helped, to be loved, to be seen, to see themselves as valuable, beautiful, and confident, then you are that person. Again, if you have a daughter that you feel like, hey, they need to be a part of something like this, reach out to me again at Seven Pearls Foundation at gmail.com. We want to hear from you. If you were one of those parents that came to the conference and you were like, hey, I loved it, but we want to hear that as well. Like, how can we get better? And we can't get better unless people are willing to speak and just pour into us and also give. And then lastly, with a little bit of encouragement, I have a friend that has a daughter that's, dealing with some things right now within herself. And sometimes she's just like, Ariel, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know, how did she get there? if you feel like you have a daughter that's their number one, I'm doing it now. I have therapy. Get your child into therapy. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of an organization like this, but sometimes we need therapy too. And the reason why I say that is because I see the impact that it's made on my life as an older adult. So how much more would a young child need that? So I would just want to give that encouragement to any parent that's out there just trying to figure it out, that it can get better. It will get better. And couple that with prayer. Make sure you get the therapy and continue to pray over your children, because we want our children to live a life that is abundant, that is full. We don't want them to just be existing. We want them to be living and thriving.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. And our hopes and our desire to even hosting this interview is so that you get the exposure, is that your organization gets well known and you get all of the volunteers and all of the resources that you need to continue to push your vision forward, to be able to ultimately help these young girls change the world. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your vision and your heart to help young women. It really does make a difference. So guys, if you are out here and you were so encouraged from Ariel's story and her vision about her nonprofit, please reach out to her. She is plainly stated so many times, volunteers, resources, just to help push the vision. Please reach out to her. We're going to make sure to put her email address and her donation link into the chat so you can do that. But if you find yourself being so motivated that it pushes you to even birth your dreams, to start your own nonprofit, to write your own book, or whatever your desires are, reach out to us at Joseph's Ministry. This is what we do. Everybody has a part to play, and this is our part to play, and we want to partner with you. So you can reach out to us at josephsministryllc.com and tell us everything that you desire so that we may be able to partner with you to help you move forward in your purpose. So for all of those who are watching live and those who are watching on the replay, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you soon at our next business interview. See you guys later.
Bye.